You want a good symbol of how much China has fallen since the end of socialism? Kaifeng is a big place in China, one of China's 7 ancient capitals dating back to the Song Dynasty, 960 to 1279. Now, what they want to do in that area, the Chinese government and the businesses involved want to build a 200,000 square meter tourist site that is themed on the Song Dynasty. Now, the reason they're doing this is because the old industries that have been around since the city actually began just aren't profitable. So they want to turn to a tourist themed area. I guess that's going to be their major economic engine is tourism by creating this gigantic frigging theme park. Now, the government will start this by demolishing 5.8 million square meters of old residential areas. Now, this is expected to take 4 years to complete and displace 80,000 families. 80,000 families have to be relocated so that there can be a tourist site. Now, many people have questioned whether the local government could afford the project, and a lot of them have even questioned whether or not it would even be profitable for them. By that I mean the people there, or even the government itself, or even the private businesses involved. Obviously, the idea of one gigantic tourist site based on the Song Dynasty, obviously people would want to see that, but it's a question of whether or not it can turn that much of a profit, that it would be really worth everything that is actually involved. Now, consider the reality of this. This is literally the government and business saying serving tourists is more important than the lives of 80,000 families. That this profit generating and serving foreigners to relax is more important than the population who actually lives there. Think about that, because that's actually what's happening right now. That's the plan. Completely screw the people who live there, all for the sake of making money and serving the interests of foreigners. I mean, how much more capitalist could this possibly be? Profit making is greater than the people. This couldn't be any more anti-socialist. This could not be any more pro-capitalist. Because that's what things are turning into with China. I mean, there are people in the Chinese government, inside the Communist Party, that are outright saying they should just sell themselves to U.S. imperialism. They're just basically outright saying that they should turn their entire country right over to U.S. interests. I mean, even from a national standpoint, even from an economic standpoint in China, that's basically suicide. Like the people in the party actually saying this might as well just take out a knife and just go around and stab every individual citizen in the country in the back. That's essentially what they're saying, and it's just horrible. In revolutionary China, under Mao, the society, the individual communes, made everything to serve the needs of people and to better society as a whole. And these people organized their own societies. They democratized their own factories. They collectivized their own farming. And all of that served the interests of the people who lived there. This building of a giant tourist attraction could not be any more the antithesis to that. It's insane to see how people who once were such a huge beacon of what collectivization could accomplish, and how much it could drag them out from being serfs to being the masters of their own facilities and of their own farms, to be turned into this, to just literally be thrown off by their own government and their own people to say, we need to serve rich people from the first world who want to go on vacation. This is absolutely ridiculous. And personally, I would like to give a big FU to the government of Henan in China. This is insane, and it's monstrously inhuman. It's unbelievable how much the society has actually changed. For once that was that beacon of hope where people collectively took up their own lives, took up their own means of productions, and transformed their own lives according to how they saw fit to not only better themselves, but to better the entire country. They're now being subjugated in the most blatant and obvious way to capitalist interests. It's just simply unbelievable. It is my sincere hope that the people of China, the people of the 80,000 families that are going to be relocated because of this, rise up against this and resist it. I don't foresee it particularly happening, but I hope to God they stand up and do not take this.